Friday. Yep. So, yeah. Okay. Find gigacore battery. Let's see what we have here. I'm doing I went to work to my second job and they said, they were trying to cut labor. So I was like, well, do you want me to go home or what? And they're like, yeah, go home. I'm like, all right, whatever. I basically only work there. I don't really work there for the money. So it's just to keep my foot in the door. Which I don't really know why I even do that. This has got to be the last year I work there. I got to quit after this year. I got to figure something else out. But basically, yeah, because it's just not that good there. This week was crazy. So, on Wednesday, I was driving my truck, my work truck, around, and this lady was walking across the street, pulling a wagon with her kid in it. Didn't I already do this one? Or is it just like these missions just repeat over and over again? Anyway, so in this, I was looking at her and she was right in front of me, just walking across the street, like perpendicular to me, like I'm stopping for the red light, and so she's got the go ahead to go across, right? Like her kid's behind her in a wagon. And this Prius, is left turning into what would be oncoming traffic for me, right? And they basically just I don't know, I was looking at the lady in the Prius, and she didn't have her phone out or anything, so not really sure. It was very visibility was really good. I don't know what the hell was going on and why she was going so fast around the corner, but she's basically just booking it around. And I was looking at the lady thinking the lady's just crossing the street without even looking. The mom. She's not looking at me. And I was thinking that in my head, and I'm I'm in this big truck, coming right at her. Obviously I'm slowing down, and I was going really slow because I'm stopping for the red light, right? But she's not looking at me at all, and she's not looking at the other driver either at all. And so the other driver goes around the corner, and the side of her car runs into the back of the wagon with the kid in it. And the kid plopped out on the ground and starts crying. I put the truck in park and I got out of the truck and just basically I stopped traffic behind me, obviously, and the lady was in front of me, but then I left my door open. What is that? So I could stop traffic in the left-hand turn lane next to me too. So, and then basically, a bunch of stuff was in the wagon too, and so I helped the lady pick up her stuff, and I walked her to the side of the road. The lady that hit the wagon, she pulled over and started, she got out of her car and came over, and at that point we were on the sidewalk. The kid seemed fine, the kid was crying a little, but just probably shaken up because, she had been dumped out of her wagon. But, it's just not, but people need to just I don't know. I don't know what this chick was thinking of doing. Like, since everybody was good, I just left. I was just like, okay, well, you know. I helped her across the road or whatever with her wagon and helped her pick her stuff up, and I was just like, well, so I left my number, or I got my number to them in case they need like a witness or something, but I was like front row. Sorry, I'm tired apparently. I was front row to the thing, you know. Everybody else, like, it's like weird too, like nobody drove for that while we were getting her stuff and like moving her out of the street. Like everybody just stayed where they were. Nobody like knew what to do, or you know, like all the people in the intersection, you know, it's like full of cars or whatever. They all just stayed where they were. Nobody. Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm just like, put my truck in park right in the middle of the street. Like, don't even care, you know? Like, that's what happens when you're a truck driver. You stop giving a crap about where you park. You know, like, I remember I used to be so like, well, if I park here, am I going to get towed? Or if I park there, am I going to get towed or whatever? And now I just, like, park wherever I want. Is this the same? I didn't play this today, did I? It says kill 20 enemies with assault rifles. Are these... It says daily challenges. Okay, these are different. Kill 20 grunts. How did I already kill 30 enemies with assault rifles? I don't know. I don't remember doing that. I think I did this one. Okay, kill 20 grunts. What's a grunt? Loot or purchase 3 rep kits. I don't know. I think our grunts like those really hard
Surprise! I'm your Grim Reaper.
guys to get, I guess. Anyway, so then I called my boss and I told him, I was like, so just so you know, like, I don't think anything's gonna happen, but I just parked the truck in the middle of the street so I could help this lady get out of the road, that she got hit by a car or whatever. And then I got back to the yard and he's like, so you need like the rest of the week off for mental anguish or what? I was like, yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? That's the way the world is these days. But yeah, they text me and they said everybody was good. So later in the day they said it's all good. I don't think the kid was injured at all or anything. Like, you know, that's just good to know, I guess. But just like it just happens like that. It's like 1 minute you're just, you know, walking across the street, and the next minute you're not. You're standing on the side of the street. Probably your whole day's ruined. You know, like how do you come back from that? I mean, here I'm still thinking about it days later. And it wasn't anybody I knew. Like, you know, it's crazy. So then I went to the dentist after that later in the day. And they're like working on my teeth, talking about how their kids, you know, did different things. Like one of the, you know, the dentist kid drove his 4-wheeler off a cliff and, you know, stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah. It's funny you guys are talking about this because I just watched a kid get hit by a car a couple hours ago. You know, like, what the hell? What the hell? Just a weird, you know, like, I don't know. We see accidents. You're a truck driver. It is what it is. They're like, it's almost a daily occurrence that you drive by an accident. I think it used to be worse when I was in a different county. I would see like 2 or 3 accidents a day. But, you know, and I don't go the same. I don't go nearly as many miles as I used to either. And that might be the thing too. Is that other route I was doing like about 1,000 miles a week, and this route I'm probably doing like 400 or something. So it's a lot different, you know. But because I just do more stops now and less mileage. But it's like, so I guess there's more chance of me seeing, you know, more accidents that other way, but who knows? Because my boss had a theory that she thought that the drivers in that county were just worse. It's a possibility. I mean, it was like a daily thing, and there's like some places where it's just like every morning. Like it got to the point to where I would like go a different route because there's a certain part of the freeway that every morning they just like they rear end somebody gets rear-ended every morning in this freeway. I'm just like the first year I was doing the job, I was like, how is this, like, how do they not fix it? Like there's black marks all over the freeway because this rear endings happen like almost daily. You know, and like you'd think that they would like fix it, but they would need to add a lane to fix this specific problem here. So I don't know, because it's like people get backed up on the off ramp, and then you know the other people aren't paying attention, and so that's what happens. Okay, so did I do it or what? Is it still only 3 or is there more?
Imagine my surprise when, after leeching a sip of life from a great tree, I felt the warmth of a sister. Another siren. One who had touched the very same tree, who had fed on the same life. But I'm here now, with the power that was hers. Which means she's gone. I have no doubt this world was her grave.
Alright. Did that then. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Anyways, I got the shed cleaned out, but it'll only fit 4 machines in it. So, you know, at least I got all the machines off of the driveway. That hasn't been like that in a couple months. I got this guy texting me about one of the machines, and he's like, "Does it work well?" Well, I put in the ad, it works well, right? Nobody ever reads the ads. I don't even know why I write anything in there. And then he's like, I'm like, yeah, it works well. Here's the new parts it has, you know. Like, here's what I do. I fix machines. Like, you know, it's the same old story. Because it's recently fixed, you don't want to buy it, right? Like, I get it. And then you're gonna go buy one from somebody who's just been using it, and it's gonna be like half broken,
Maybe let's
or
not do that
full
again.
of lint, and yeah. So I told him all that stuff, and I'm like, here's what's good, you know. It's like, here's the new stuff that it has. And, all right, well, and he says. What he says next is he's like, well, I'm going to be honest, that doesn't really help me out at all. I'm like, how does that not help you out? Like, I've had this conversation thousands of times. You just asked me, does it work well? I said yes. Like, how does that not help you? You know, it works good. It does what it's supposed to do. You know, and, like, it's been gone through like by a dryer mechanic. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Like, what is better? I don't know. I don't know what's better. These freaking people, I swear. So I told the dude, I was like, well, look, man, like, you know, you're not going to, I said, it's like better than used. You know, it's refurbished. It has new parts in it. New parts. You know, like, it's going to be better. Well, I got to talk to my roommates. That's what he says. I'm like, okay, whatever. Well, you know, you're not going to like it when I tell you I got to meet you in a parking lot either. Like, you know, your standards are probably a little too high there. It's like, it's crazy to me, these people, because, like, you know, the thing is that it's still priced, it's not priced that much more than, like, what anybody else would be selling a dryer for. And it's priced well below what they cost at Lowe's. You know what I mean? It's like very, very, it's a really good deal compared to going and getting a new one. You go get a new one, you know, and if it's pretty close, like, I'll just go deliver it too for free. Like, I don't even charge for deliveries half the time anymore. I only charge when they're like an hour away. If it's like within half an hour, I just go deliver it, no problem. You know, so they have zero risk because I'll show up, deliver it, take their old one out, we'll plug it in, we'll make sure it works, you know, can test it, and it's all good. And then if it breaks in a day, then I'll come back and fix it or whatever. I don't know, I might switch to 30-day warranties and then just do that as a selling point, because I don't think, like, none of them are, you know, the only ones that have died in 30 days have had legitimate problems that I definitely needed to address, you know, like the 3-wire Samsung I had recently, the freaking Amazon heat elements, the aftermarket Amazon heat elements. I don't know what they did, but they put the heaters on backwards. This is what it looks like. I'm still testing it to know for sure, but basically there's a colder element and a hotter element, right? Well, they put them on backwards. So when the thing's on eco dry, trying to use the colder element for a longer time, it doesn't use the colder element. It uses the hotter element. And, like, the cycling thermostat is on the hot side, hotter element side, not the colder element side. So, you know, basically it's like it kept blowing heat fuses. So I put a new element in it, and from you know, an Amazon aftermarket element.
Never gets old.
And, you know, all the stuff. And basically the third load or the fourth load at the customer's house, it blew the heat fuse, the high limit. So I went over there and put a new one in it, and then it worked for 3 more weeks and blew the fuse again. And then I got lucky. I was on Amazon looking at the heat element I bought, reading all these nasty, bad reviews for the thing. I'm like, man, I should have read the reviews first. But I went to other elements, and they all have bad reviews because they're all doing this. All the 3-wire Samsung elements that you can get on Amazon, you know, that aren't $100, that aren't OEM, they're all backwards. Like the big, I think the little wire with more coils is supposed to be on the top. Well, they have it on the bottom. And it's just not set up for that. So, you know, it's not set up to run that way, and it doesn't. It blows the fuse. So I found a pretty good price on an OEM element on eBay. It wasn't used, but for whatever reason it was on eBay rather than Amazon. I'm guessing this company doesn't sell on Amazon, they sell on eBay. So I bought it You know, when it came over, it does seem to be like a lot higher quality than the Amazon one, but I think it was like $80. That's the thing though, is it's $80. You know, like there's not that much margin in these machines to be spending this kind of money on parts. Like, doesn't work that way because I've got to make a profit on the machine. So I bought it anyway, just so that I could see, like, because all the heat elements on Amazon are the little wire on the bottom and the big wire on the top. So like, is a bigger wire, would that be more heat? Seems like that is that the hotter heat element. You know what I mean? Because if it is, then like no wonder why. Because if it's expecting to use the cycling thermostat on the hotter element, then and the hotter element is the big wire one, the cycling thermostat is only on the bottom. Like it's like really far. It's like, I don't know how it's offset to the bottom of the case, the element case. And so basically it's cycling for the bottom coil. It's not cycling for the top coil. There is no cycling thermostat for the top coil. So what I think happens is the top coil either just stays on all the time, or because it's smaller and less watts, because it's only 1500 watts, or I think that's what it was, or something like that. Or it's controlled by the circuit board, and the circuit board just has a timer and it just flips the coil on and off, probably. That's what I'm thinking. And so when you put in the Amazon one, you're wiring it backwards. So the circuit board sends power to the big heater on EcoDry when it thinks it's sending power to the little heater. But then there's no cycling thermostat, so it eventually just blows the high limit fuse. You know what I mean? Like, it's using the high limit fuse as a thermostat because the thermostat's too far away from it to cycle. So, you know, and I still haven't fully tested the cycling thermostat on the exhaust, because I think there is one, and there's a thermistor too. So I think there's probably a thermistor. Usually there is on the Samsung. So probably it's using the thermistor to control the small wire element. So if we reverse the small wire and the big wire, which is what some people have done, they just buy the cheap element and then they just reverse it. But then it should run right. You know, I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of comments on that video. I posted it, and a lot of like other technicians were like, "Oh, this is interesting," because it's like, well, here's a trap. You know what I mean? Here's a trap for us to fall into. I fell into it. Now, can I save you from falling into it with the video? That's the idea here, you know. And save other people from making the same mistake. And how do the Chinese Amazon or whoever's making all these heat elements, how do they not know that it's backwards? You know, they copy the thing down to where like everything's exactly the same, seemingly. Although I'm not sure that the metal that the elements are made out of is the same. It's really this whole situation has really made me think about how I want to continue with buying heat elements. Because I've been buying Amazon heat elements for a long time and didn't really think I had issues, but maybe I do. There's this other customer he's gone through 2 in 2 months with their Maytag elements. Now the problem is that I can't tell if it was the heat elements that were the issue or his house, because he has a really bad venting setup. And I cleaned out his vent tube, but you know, I think what my working theory is that the vent tube was clogged and that killed the first element. Then I went over there, tried to clean out the vent tube, but I forgot my drill, so I didn't. But I think they were running the dryer anyways, so that killed the second element in that week. There was like about a week where I couldn't get back over there for a week to clean the vent tube. And like his vent tube was totally blocked, like zero air was coming out. So, um, yeah, I don't know. I sold him another dryer though. Hopefully, that one's gonna work. If not, then I don't know what I'm gonna have to tell him. I'm just gonna have to be like, look, you're gonna have to get one of those like things because this is not gonna work. You're gonna have to get one of those like indoor discharge things because it's just gonna keep blowing out heat elements. You know, there's no getting around that. Like, you know, he was convinced it was the dryer, and I was like, it's not the dryer. There's nothing wrong with the dryer, so I don't know how it could be. I mean, I tested the dryer when I got it back here. Tomorrow I gotta go get a freezer. Rift Champion. I don't know if I should go try to do that or not. What yeah. I don't know. What is this? Choir Speller Yeller. But I don't know. It does feel good to have all the appliances off of the driveway, so I don't have to mess with that anymore. So I don't have to worry anymore. Although I need to do a trip to the dump, and there's still a lot to do. You know, that if it's only 4 machines, it's not enough. Like I need an 8-foot wide shed, because that one's only 7 by 7. And I thought I was going to be able to fit 3 in there, but I can't. It doesn't work. Like, I can't get 3 deep or 3 wide. If I could get 9 machines in there, 3 deep, 3 wide, that would be a lot better. But, yeah, I don't know. So maybe I just need to go get a storage unit. Just start fixing them and hauling them to the storage unit. I think I saw 1 or 2 that was like $100 a month. Of course, then they add all the fees or whatever. You put it in the cart. Like, I just went on the internet. Ends up being like $150 a month. So I don't know if I did that, then with all my other bills, I end up like basically making no money. So I would have to work a lot more to cover it. And that's the hard part, is all I'm trying to do is just get customers, not make money. Like, I have made money, but I'm mostly just trying to get customers. So I don't know. Lightweight armature. Wonder where all the grunts are. Yeah, so there's that. And then, my boss got promoted, and so the other area manager is going to take over my area, and then we got a new one for the other one. So, is this the thing? So, which is alright. So I thought I was going to have to get used to a new manager. I'm glad I don't. Sometimes I can be upsetting for the managers because they don't always like the way I do things, like they should. I try to do a good job and everything, but and pretty much like if you just leave me alone, then I'll take care of it. It's a type situation, pretty much just like, give me a list of whatever we got to do and it'll get done. It's kind of how I work. But some people don't like that. They just want to be like talking all day about whatever. Struck ghost. This isn't good.
Behold, my health boosted horde.
This isn't good because I don't have any guys. What is the thing? Does the thing disappear every 5 seconds? Is it one of those? It's gonna be hard to kill because it's not visible. Is that what we're doing? Shoot straight.
A little something for your trouble.
It take too long to get it, or did I go outside of the? Yeah, I don't know. Those Rift champions, I don't know what's going on all the time with those things. Yeah, now I just want to take a nap. Though.
Don't blow that. Strike.
That's what happens when I stop. When I stop running, I just want to take a nap.
Dead, dead, dead.
There's nothing in there. Yes. Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna go take a nap.